Your Morning Blitz begins now.
Hey, welcome to your Tuesday. Cooling off. Going to be a high of only 40 today. Yesterday was so nice.
It was.
Awesome.
Oh, my gosh. It was excellent.
Spent about 2 hours walking around downtown. Just
How was
enjoying
that?
the weather. Good. It was great.
Yeah?
Just kind of walking around, checking out the sights, seeing what's going on.
We had a meeting on Zoom or whatever, Google Meet, yesterday afternoon, and you were on the State House steps.
I was on the bench in front of the State House.
How about that?
Yeah.
Pretty
it was great.
neat.
Found a nice small little taco place. One of the best burrito bowls I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Really good taco
house?
Taco house.
Say?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Small little 40-seater right there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was really good.
Nice.
I wish I could give you the cross streets, but I can't remember.
That's
It was
okay.
called Tacos. It was really good. Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. Quick question. When is it okay? Beggars can't be choosers, right?
Yeah.
And so, my second day here. I came down on Sunday. The family is still up in Detroit. They're not coming down until the boys finish school. So it's just me. And as I was prepping for this move, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for 4 months, where I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get our house yet because I don't want to pay 2 mortgages.
Right.
With the family still up there. Can't afford that. And I don't want to live with a college kid. I was on Craigslist and there's rooms available, but I don't want to live with a college kid. And as it turns out, one of our coworkers has a really nice house around the block from the station. And as it turns out, he was super nice. And he said, I got a room for you, at least until you get situated for a few weeks, and just come crash. That's amazing. Thank you so much. So I've been staying with him. I have found out, I don't know what the deal is, but his shower has about 2.5 minutes of hot water. And I don't know what to say.
Oh, and then it's cold?
And then it's cold. And here's the thing.
Listen, well.
Here's the thing. Of all the things I cherish and love in life, I will stand in a hot shower until the water runs out. I will sit in. One of my favorite things to do is sit Indian style in the bath and just let it rain down on me. That's my hangover cure. If I wake up at 2 in the morning with a hangover, I get in the shower and I just sit there and let the hot water rain on. A 2-minute hot shower is not going to do it. I don't know what to say to him. Is there a way to fix this? Do I need to chip in on the water bill? What do I got to do?
Why?
I don't know. It's really weird.
What if he's got maybe he needs to get his hot water tank checked.
It's a nice. You know the house. It's a nice house.
The weird thing to me is,
nice.
how has he not noticed that?
Right? Am I doing something wrong? Because it's got a temperature knob. I turn it to hot.
I know he and his wife shower. I do know that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Maybe they're just really fast.
Or not.
Well, here's it. Maybe they do the whole cold shower thing. Some people, they say turn the cold
the
water
cold
on.
plunge.
Right?
Yeah.
Why would your hot water run out then?
I don't know.
If they're not using much.
We're saying that there's 2.5 minutes of hot water. They don't notice that it gets cold after 2.5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Because either they take really fast showers or they love the cold.
Yeah,
Maybe they have it set up like that. Maybe it's a way to get you out sooner than you wanted to get out.
That very well could be it, too. You're like, I know we said you can stay, but you've been here about 12 hours. It's time to go.
Bye-bye.
Funny enough, you bring up the cold plunge. There was just a big article that all these people doing these cold plunges and all the benefits may not really be any sort of benefit.
I'm so glad to hear
whatsoever.
that, because that sounds like the most miserable experience. I'm glad that whole phase completely passed me by.
But the football players swear by it. They take those cold ice baths.
That's the only thing they said was for athletes, professional college level athletes, there is some benefits to recovery.
Yeah.
But for the average person who reads these articles is like, I'm going to start cold plunging. Not worth it.
Okay.
Not worth it. And I agree with you, Kelly. There's no way. You couldn't pay me to do an ice plunge.
Nope.
I've done the polar plunge for charity.
Yeah.
That's to raise money for a good cause. And I've done it enough where I'm not doing it again. I'm done. That's it.
You gave your share.
I did.
A doctor tells me, why don't you put some ice on that and it'll feel better? I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I'll put heat on it.
Right.
I'm not about any kind of cold.
Let's see. We got a lot to get to this morning, including more Sebastian Maniscalco tickets for the show this Saturday. We're going to give you those coming up at about 8 o'clock, so hang on for that. Right now, your first chance to win. Vic, what's the question this morning?
All right, Morning Blitz trivia, $25 to waterbeds and stuff to the first person to text in the correct answer at 99700. Coming out in theaters on May 16th, the 6th installment in this horror movie franchise. And it's been a while since the last one, but in May we will get the 6th installment of what horror movie franchise? Be the first to tell us at 99700 and get the gift card.
99.7 The Blitz. It's Blitz Mornings. Goose, Kelly, Thick Rick, good morning. The answer to today's Blitz trivia.
The question was the 6th edition of this movie franchise, horror movie franchise, will be out in May, and we are getting another Final Destination. I love these movies.
I've never seen the first one.
I know, and you're still scared of the log trucks.
Now that you guys told me what happened.
That's kind of become like a part of pop culture, because I'll tell you, I still, if I'm in the car with Nora and we're on the highway and we come behind like a log truck or even like one carrying like steel beams or something, I'll say, not today, Final Destination, and then I'll change lanes. I say it out loud.
That's great.
It's just part of the lexicon now.
Yeah.
I was behind a truck that had an open bed carrying propane tanks, and one bounced out.
Did it really?
Oh, wow.
I got a favorable bounce. It bounced into the car next to me.
Oh,
yeah.
Did it explode?
No, it didn't explode. Maybe they were empty. I don't know. But, yeah, that was freaky. That's the closest to Final Destination I've ever been.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So this one's called Final Destination Bloodlines, and I've always said they come up with the most creative ways to kill people.
I did see the clip online yesterday.
Yeah, they posted one of the scenes of one of the new deaths, and I will just tell you it involves a nose ring, and it's just as creative as all the other ones.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember watching, I don't know, what was it, Saw 47 or whatever it was, and it's like, who comes up with the way to kill these people?
Creative minds.
It reminds me of like a Cirque du Soleil show.
Yeah.
Like there are no bad ideas.
Right.
Just throw them at me. What you got? What? A monkey rips off his face? Yeah, let's go with it. Like, it's just, every idea is a yes.
All right, well, this one, again, is in theaters May 16th, and congrats to Kyle Armentrout from Washington Courthouse. He was the first one to text in the correct answer, so Kyle's got $25 to water beds and stuff, Columbus's original vapor store.
Nice. Enjoy. I don't know. I'm probably not going to pay the money to go sit in the theater and watch this. Are you thinking, would you go pay money to see another...
Probably I won't. I would. If I felt like going to the movies, I would go see it because I'm just a big enough fan of those movies, and it's pretty good on a big screen.
Here's the thing: I've completely written off quote unquote horror movies. I
get it.
They're just dumb.
Yeah, they are, most of them.
Well, I saw the last Halloween that they made Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. Is that when they brought back
yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah. And it just basically was, I mean, it's a waste of money. But also, it was kind of cool to see Jamie Lee Curtis as an older woman and whatever. It was entertaining enough, but not enough for like $15.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
and I for damn sure ain't taking the family to go see anything like that. Dropping $100 to go. There's no way.
Yeah, we went to see Cocaine Bear in the theater, and I'm like, this was such a waste.
Now, see, that one was actually worth the money.
Oh, no. I finally met another one, Kelly.
That one was actually worth the money.
They really dropped the ball, man. They missed out on so many great jokes.
But I'll tell you this.
I went because it was supposed to be Ray Liotta's last movie, and I thought this is going to be great.
Right.
And what a great story. And come on.
See, but what we did is you have yourself a little treat before you go in.
Yeah, I did that.
How can you not enjoy Cocaine Bear if you've had yourself a gummy?
My expectations were too high.
How can you have high expectations for a movie called Cocaine Bear?
It was the script was the problem. The lack of good jokes. That's what, these bad horror movies are great for great jokes, and they didn't have any.
I feel like the problem was the idea.
See, the idea was great. I'm not looking for jokes. I'm looking for the absurdity, like falling out of the back of the ambulance and bouncing down the street in the gurney. That's what is amazing. Or the guy from Modern Family who was caught in the tree. Like, that's what makes it entertaining. I'm not looking for jokes.
The last best horror movie I saw in the theaters was The Ring. How long ago was that?
That was a great.
That was last one I saw that I really thought was excellent. I loved The Ring. You didn't?
No.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, that was...
Again, I don't watch scary movies. I just think they're dumb. The last one I saw, and it actually did make me poop myself, was Blair Witch Project.
Me too.
The only reason that one really got me was because at the time, I was, 16, 17 when it came out, 18, and I lived in the basement of my parents' house. And the way the basement was set up was you went down the stairs.
Just like that end scene.
Well, the entire basement, turned to the left. So you couldn't see anything coming down the stairs, the entire basement. So I used to reach around the wall and turn the lights on before I would ever go around the corner. Because, that last scene in Blair Witch
really
messed me up.
Well, you think about movies that are like truly real horror movies. When you're talking about, The Exorcist or Amityville Horror, The Ring fits that. You should see it.
Yeah.
If you like good horror movies, you should watch
It's
The
one.
Ring.
Yeah.
Do you think it holds
I
up?
don't.
Oh, okay.
The Ring?
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Do ya? Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah.
No. Not happening.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, here's today's question for Not So Breaking News. Do they live among us? Because a couple of these stories have to deal with people who might have some superpowers. This first story comes out of Russia. There's a young lady by the name of Natasha Demkina. And ever since she was 17 years old, she says that she can see inside of your body. She actually has X-ray vision.
Okay, this sounds cheaper than a full body MRI, so go on.
That's exactly it. She made an appearance on the TV show This Morning, which I guess is like their version of like the Today Show or something. And she left an impression because the host said she had a sore ankle. And she told Chris Steele, the show's in-house doctor, that something was up with his kidney, stomach, and pancreas. And after going for a scan, came back, and sure enough, he had some bruising and spots.
What?
And it was actually causing clots that were affecting his ankle.
That is wild.
She says, I was at home at the age of 10 years ago, and suddenly I had a vision. I could see inside my mother's body, and I started telling her about the organs I could see. Now I can switch between regular vision and what I call medical vision. For a fraction of a second, I can see colorful pictures inside their body.
That is wild.
Now, of course,
What is that?
scientists are saying,
Well, of course.
I don't know about this. However, there have been times where she has been 100% correct just by looking at someone.
Now, I've heard of dogs that can smell cancer.
Yeah.
You've heard of that. Maybe she's kind of a woman who can sense.
Or, I mean, they've got dogs that can smell your blood sugar dropping.
Right.
They know before you pass out.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Oh, yeah.
But seeing something on the organs inside someone's body,
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Even if you're right 50% of the time.
that's still crazy.
I mean, there are only a limited amount of organs, so I could basically say, why don't you get your pancreas checked?
True.
And there's a chance you might have something wrong with
And
it.
she's in her mid-20s now, but not like she has gone through extensive medical training where she could, like, she's not House. She's not going to look at someone and diagnose them. Like, that's crazy. Now, she may
really
have a
wild.
superpower, but for this second story, this guy should have superpowers because this story took place a while ago, but it's kind of coming to light because back in 1978, 36-year-old Soviet scientist Anatoly Vygotsky was working at the Institute for High Energy Physics on a device called the U-70 synchrotron. It's a nuclear particle accelerator that at the time held the world record for a beam of energy that it would shoot out. Well, here's the deal. He was working on a broken piece and did not know that the safety device was malfunctioning. So he was leaning inside the machine to work on something when he got blasted with between 200 and 300,000 roentgens of radiation. I hope I'm saying that correct. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. But anyways, it's many, many times the lethal dose of proton energy. It shot right in the back of his head.
Doc Ock.
So, I mean, I can't imagine. Now, they have said, look, you're going to live a week or so. You can't live with that much radiation going on in your head. But sure enough, they could see the path from the back of his head through his cheekbone and into his face where the beam shot through. Half his face started to melt off.
What?
From this energy.
Right.
He had a little paralysis going on. But sure enough, he survived. And he is still, I mean, he's much older now, but he is still doing well.
Does he still smell burning?
Right? Like, how do you... That's like the people who get, like, struck by lightning multiple times.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it makes no sense whatsoever how you would be able to survive something like this. And 200 to 300 times? This is like Incredible Hulk type stuff.
Yeah.
Where you're just loaded with gamma radiation.
Yeah, he's like Superman now.
He should be able to, move stuff with his mind. He should be a telepath now. Yeah. It makes no sense why this man is still alive. And despite his longevity, living with this proton beam, they say, do not attempt this on your own. Do not go stick your head inside of a particle accelerator because you probably will not have the same results as this guy. Just saying. That is your not so breaking news. Hey, welcome to your Tuesday. Going to be a high of 40 today. Saw this list of things that have disappeared from society. And if you're of, I'd say, at least Gen X, you'll agree with these things that are just no longer around. Things that we grew up with that you either don't do or don't see anymore.
Okay.
Like first things right off the bat. Parents allowing kids to go off and explore on their own.
Go outside and play.
Yes.
Grew up in the suburbs, you meet kids at park, and then all of a sudden you would ride. I ride my bike for miles away from the house.
Starting at 9 a.m., wouldn't come back till 11 p.m.
Yeah. They just don't do that anymore. And here's the thing. Now with two stepsons and, one of them 12, almost 13, I would have a few reservations about just sending them out the door.
So many creeps out there, man.
Yeah. It's a little bit different. Another thing that has disappeared, the ability to get lost.
Right.
You can't get lost anymore.
Unless there's no service. That's the only, and it has to be so limited.
It has to be very limited. I mean, we all have maps right in our pocket, which goes into the other thing that's disappeared, the old paper maps folded up in the glove box.
That's right.
I would love to put a map down in front of, like, the 16-year-old and see how he would navigate through a paper map. Even more importantly, forget navigating through the paper map. I would like him to figure out how to fold the paper map.
Right.
Because
that's impossible
you
for
never
everyone.
do that.
Did you ever go to AAA and get a triptych?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember those?
Yep.
It was like, what was that called when you used to print out the
MapQuest?
directions? MapQuest.
Yes.
It was like MapQuest, but you had to go to AAA to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see other things that have disappeared from society. Red eyes and photos. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, right.
That just gets removed. Ownership has disappeared, especially for something like an app on your phone. Like, you can almost never buy an app anymore. It's all subscription-based. Sure, you can get an app, but you're going to pay $4.99 a month for it. I mean, they've got, like, new calculator or ruler maps or apps that you have to pay for.
Same with software. It's like half the software you buy now, you have to have a subscription to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going along with that, something else that has disappeared, physical media. Obviously, we had the VHS tapes. You had your cassette tapes, your books. I mean, everything. Actual physical media is just pretty much non-existent.
My truck didn't even come with a CD player.
I remember this was back in like 2017. I had a coworker who came into the studio at the radio station I was working at one time and asked me about the CD. She's like, I don't have a CD player in my car. And I was like, yeah, of course you do. Maybe it's a multi-disc. Sometimes they would put them like under the seat or something.
Right.
No.
Nothing.
No CD player whatsoever.
My truck's a 2014.
No CD player?
No CD player.
Really?
Mine's a 2015, and I do have a CD player.
Oh, really?
And I have CDs in my car.
Obviously, some cars still have them, but it's amazing how many are kind of doing away with it.
You don't need it.
You don't need it?
I got 1,000 songs on a flash drive that's plugged into a USB port in the truck.
And that's all it is. Yep. You don't see this much anymore to go along with the letting kids explore. It's just children playing outside, by themselves, in the street, throwing the ball around. Yep. Gone. I completely agree with this. Things that have disappeared from society. Patience. We are all so instant now.
Yeah.
And I have become very guilty of this.
Yeah.
Waiting for something to, as simple as waiting for something to load on your computer. You're like, come on.
We are living in an on-demand world.
Absolutely. Here's one that hits home. Hearing a song on the radio but not knowing the title or the band, so you had to wait for the DJ to come on and be like,
right.
Hey, this is.
Or the beauty of like, oh, what was that actor and that one? And like whoever came up with it first, like basically won the conversation.
Right.
But now you just look it up. So you don't have any of those kind of conversations anymore.
Google it. Let's see. Also on the list of things that have disappeared, someone said insects. They have seen a lot less insects, which I don't know which I'm fine with because I can't stand bugs. I'll be the first to, hit the high-pitched scream.
Yeah, where are they living? Because I have a lot of insects.
Yeah, especially
stink bugs. Yeah. We have ticks around our neighborhood.
But especially after the last couple years when we had such mild winters.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. We'll see.
We have a lot of daddy long legs around our
do
property.
You really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Which I don't mind.
Out goose.
I don't mind daddy long legs at all. I don't like the thicker spiders. Those freak me out.
Going back to your comment about like just looking things up, looking for answers in an encyclopedia. Like you just, if I remember, it was the Time books. We didn't have encyclopedias, but I found to collect my book. My parents had Time Life books in the attic that I found, which are really cool to flip through.
Yeah,
you get the right category and you flip through it. But yeah, having your set of Encyclopedia Britannicas on the wall. You just don't have that anymore.
I remember in college having to do a research paper, and I had to go to the Ohio Historical Society to their archives room and go do all. I would never have to do that today. Never.
Right at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Does anybody even have an encyclopedia in their house anymore?
Yeah. I would love to know if you have a set of encyclopedias.
Those things were so out of date, like a year after you got them.
Yeah.
That's true, too, because you constantly had to update them and what was going on. Let's see. Also on the list of things that have disappeared, the act of just going up and ringing your friend's doorbell. You can Fit come out and play?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what we all every day, man.
Knock on the door.
Somebody's house.
Yep.
Usually didn't even knock. Just walk in.
Yeah. Good enough friends. You're walking right in. Absolutely. Live television programming is gone. Like, if you missed your Thursday night 8 o'clock sitcom, game over. Sorry. You had to wait for a year until it came out, the season came out on DVD or whatever.
My mom, that would be my punishment. If I did something wrong, I was not allowed to watch Charlie's Angels that week, and it was devastating. Like, she knew how to get me. It was my punishment.
She took away your Charlie's Angels.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And it destroyed me. Yeah.
Did you ever go back and watch the episodes that you missed?
No, I ought to do that.
You should.
It doesn't mean as much anymore, but I should do that.
Now you'll have to remember the exact date that you got punished.
Yes.
And which episode ran that week, so you can go back and watch it. Other things that have disappeared, the 9 to 5 workday. It's become more like 9 to 6 or 8 to 5 or some random
11 to 7,
some sort of weird work schedule, but the average just 9 to 5 is gone. Going back to the physical media, physical movie rentals, we all know. Blockbuster gone, unfortunately, but now it's I remember going up to the gas station and getting the red box movies.
Yeah.
Don't have those anymore. And then let's see, finally, I agree with this, and I would say this is detrimental to the kids, but it's happening as adults as well. Number one on the list of things that have disappeared, boredom. Boredom's out the door. Nobody gets bored anymore. You constantly have entertainment in front of you, at your fingertips. I know that our kids can't walk from the bedroom to the kitchen to get a snack without their phone in their hand,
yes, same.
Watching a TikTok video
yes.
or a YouTube video of some sort. But I know I am first to admit, if I have something on the TV Like if I'm watching like YouTube TV and a commercial comes on, I go to TikTok until the commercials are over.
Yeah.
And then I go back to the TV show.
Yep.
If I'm watching a movie I've seen a whole bunch of times, I'll have TikTok or Facebook open, 2 or 3 things at a time.
Yeah.
I do that on purpose sometimes. I put something on TV that I've seen a million times, like 30 Rock, The Office, something, and then I do my scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I have The Office on in the background.
I do think the problem is at least we grew up being bored. We knew what being bored was like.
Right.
Kids nowadays have no idea what being bored is like. And I think, I don't want to get to, Dr. Phil here, but I think it's going to be a problem because you got to learn how to be inside your own head with nothing going on and just those internal thoughts. And if you don't know how to process those internal thoughts and just being inside your own head, I think that's going to be a problem for kids growing up.
Yeah, coming up with things to not be bored that we used to come up with.
Right.
I mean, we would make a game out of anything.
Yeah.
Jeff brought up a good point. Knowing your friends' phone numbers by heart. Dude, you could tell me any name and I would know their phone number by heart.
My sister and I literally just had this conversation. We were going over the childhood phone numbers that we remember.
Yeah.
And we do remember them.
It's crazy, isn't
from
it?
childhood. Yeah.
I know 2 phone numbers.
Right, that's where we're at now.
I know Nora's phone number, and in fact, I should say 1 because the other phone number I know is my dead mother's, and that's it.
It still counts.
Still counts?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
People who live in Upper Arlington got quite a jolt yesterday morning. Police were fielding calls from people all over who heard a large explosion that shook their homes at about 9 a.m. Police say the explosion came from blasting at the Shelley Materials quarry across the Scioto River. Police say the company notified them about the blasting ahead of time, so they were able to tell people what was going on. Tariffs on Mexico and Canada are being put on hold for 1 month after both countries agreed to shore up border protection. Mexico agreed to send 10,000 National Guard members to the U.S. border to prevent drug trafficking. Canada has agreed to spend over $1 billion on a plan to reinforce its border, which includes 10,000 frontline personnel. Now, the U.S. and China did not reach a deal by 12:01 this morning. President Trump asked China to put measures in place to prevent any fentanyl trafficking into the U.S., and they were not willing to work that out to the satisfaction of the U.S., so a 10% tax on all Chinese goods has gone into effect. China immediately responded with 15% tariffs on U.S. coal and liquefied natural gas and 10% tariffs on crude oil and some farm machinery and automobiles. Now, as part of this move against China, President Trump is ending a loophole that has allowed the Chinese companies Shein and Temu to flood the U.S. market with ultra-cheap goods. Now, both companies rely on an old trade law that allows imports valued under $800 to enter the U.S. duty-free. But Trump's new tariff order ends that rule, which could really be devastating for Shein and Temu and other businesses that are fully dependent on keeping these costs as cheap as possible.
Oh, Nora's going to be pissed.
So it'll be up to Americans as to whether you want to keep buying from Shein and Temu, where the prices are going to go up to cover that duty tax, or just shop your cheap Chinese goods from Amazon. That duty has already been paid, and the crap is sitting in U.S. warehouses, so you don't have to pay the extra duty to get it to your home. So anyway, they're basically saying that, if you shop Shein and Temu, you may notice a little bit of a bump in costs. And those are your 3 things.
Kelly, I don't know if you're like this. Thick, I don't know if your wife is like this. But I know my fiance Nora's like this, where if you take a picture, you got to see it, and then they'll be like, no, you got to hold the camera up high. Like, you got to change the angle. Or they said the lighting wasn't right, so you got to redo the picture 2 or 3 times.
I feel like you saw me do that yesterday, did you? Because I do it every time.
I did not see you do it yesterday.
Yeah, we had our picture taken so we could post it and say, hey.
Oh, and you right.
I made Monica show me the picture. I go, no. I need to see that first before you post it.
I never really cared.
It's a girl thing.
About any of that stuff. However, I was sent a picture yesterday that someone took shortly after I proposed to Nora on Saturday.
Oh, yeah? And?
You're on the phone with me?
I want to burn. This is the worst picture of me.
Is it out there?
No, I'm going to put. We're going to put it on our Facebook page.
Okay.
It is so bad. I'm going to show you guys the picture next, and we'll post it. we got to talk about this picture and the picture rules coming up here. 99.7 The Blitz. It's Blitz Mornings. Goose, Kelly, Thick Rick. If you missed the show yesterday, obviously it was my first day joining the show full time. So excited to be here. I had a big weekend. Sunday was the day that I actually moved down here as we prepped to launch this new version of Blitz Mornings. But on Saturday, I proposed to my girlfriend, and one of the happiest days of my life.
Yeah.
And shortly after it happened, Nora wanted some people to take some pictures, obviously. Happy
Right,
couple,
of
blah, blah, blah.
course.
And someone took a picture where I wasn't paying attention, and the picture was sent to me. And I sent it to you guys, if you want to look at the picture. And we just posted it on the Blitz Facebook page, if you want to go check it out. Here's the problem. My hairline started receding years ago. I've been shaving my head with no guard clippers for 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. I never realized the shape of my head before.
That was the first thing I noticed.
And it's a profile picture, so it's a side view because I happen to be turning and looking at Nora, and Nora happens to be a foot shorter than I am. So I'm looking down at Nora with my bald head. So I've already got the double chin. The under chin is collecting. I never realized how much I looked like an alien xenomorph. My head is so damn long. It's like flat on the top, and then the back cranium like caves in. It is so bad. I want to burn the picture forever. But unfortunately, the internet lives on, and Kelly, I love how you're covering your mouth.
No, because here's what I'm noticing. Can I be honest with you about what I'm noticing? I'm noticing how Nora's looking at you with like the absolute most dear, loving expression. Like she's obviously in love, and you're obviously in love. That's what I see in that picture. I literally did not notice any shape of your head, double chin, nothing. Well, you point it out now, and so I'm like forced to really inspect your head. But that is honestly, swear to you, I notice how she's looking at you, which is absolutely lovely.
I look like Megamind.
So wait. So the head shape is the first thing I noticed because it goes flat across the top because it's a profile shot.
Yes.
And then, I mean, almost a right angle down the back. Like there is literally almost a perfect point. You know what I mean? I get it. I know.
It's not good. It is not good. It looks like, the back of my head looks like an angled climbing wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Oh, did you stand up to look for the profile?
I'm looking at you in real time. Your head doesn't look like that.
Yeah, no, it does.
It
I know.
doesn't.
I didn't think so either.
It's just the way you're looking, the tilt of the head, everything.
Maybe shadowing or something weird because your head does not look like that. I'm telling you, I just looked at it.
When somebody says, no, not like this is not my good side, that's it. This is the example of not the good side.
That is it. It's like... It's like there's a watermelon underneath my head skin. Like,
yes.
So
like, do you remember the Mars Attacks Martians?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bad angle, right?
Okay, Doug. Doug said it looks like they pulled a plunger out of the back of your head.
Nobody play Slim Whitman near Goose. His head will explode.
Gerald said cone heads. Yeah, I can see that. We put it on the Facebook page. This is the challenge. If you've got the guts, post a bad picture of yourself.
That you hate.
Post a bad angle picture, so we can all laugh together. Because I know we've all got them.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Oh my God, I got some horrible pictures.
There's nothing worse too when one of them gets posted on the internet without your prior approval. Or as Juniper puts it, quality check. We should all be given the consideration of a quality check. If you're going to post a picture of somebody else on the internet, you need to check first.
Check first with them and make sure it's okay.
Because there's so many bad angles that can be... exposed.
No, you're 100% correct. 99.7 The Blitz Mornings. Goose, Kelly, Thick Rick on your Tuesday. About 20 minutes ago or so, we were talking about a BuzzFeed list that said things that have rapidly disappeared from society. Things like going up and ringing on the doorbell of your friend. Can Kelly come out and play?
Yeah.
Things like physical media, all gone. But there's another article I saw, a news story from someone trying to bring back something that we grew up with. I don't know if it's the best idea. However, I can see why someone may want to bring this back. Watching today's kids grow up. I think anyone of a certain age will watch today's kids grow up and be like, they're just soft. That's just how it is. They don't have a lot of adversity.
Yeah, they never took a dodgeball to the face.
Right. Participation trophies. And this goes along with that, Kelly, because someone is trying to bring back old school playgrounds. Yeah.
Because like on the asphalt?
On the asphalt. The
merry-go-round.
There's no soft wood chips.
Yeah. Or forget the wood chips. Now they've got like the padding.
Yeah.
Like the ground is made out of that padding. They've got plastic slides, no more rusted metal slides that, just gave you second-degree burns on a summer day when you were wearing your shorts. No more metal merry-go-round that you would, spin as fast as humanly possible until someone got thrown off.
That was the goal.
No more loose nuts and bolts where you would swing and the whole thing would kind of like kunk, rock a little bit. Like,
do people still take volley? Like, no, the tether balls to the noggin.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because that thing was not soft. That was a hard yellow
ball.
round brick.
That's how you weeded out the weak. That's how you got to a championship.
And that's the thing. There wasn't one time ever growing up that I put on a helmet or knee pads to ride my bike. And not only that, we were taking wood planks and putting them on the edge of a milk crate or 2 milk crates to launch the bike off of. So, am I saying it's necessarily a good idea to bring that back? I don't know. But at the same time, I can kind of see it. You need the scars.
Yeah.
You need the abrasion.
I mean, do you?
Yes.
I don't think so. I'm all for safety. I feel like maybe you'd try to make a case also for bringing bullying back because it makes you tough.
No, because
what's the difference?
I see, because I think bullying is worse than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's never gone away.
No.
I see some people going, we need to bring bullying back. You people are too soft.
No, social media has made bullying
Yeah,
way
that's
too
true.
easy.
You're right about that.
But I will tell you this. For any kid out there listening, being bullied, 1, stand up to the bully. I understand why you're feeling the way you are. On the flip side of that coin, thank God you don't hear what your parents say about you, because we say things way worse than any bully could ever say behind your back. There's no bullying that equals what parents say about their kids behind their backs. Just saying. So is this petition?
Did you overhear your parents saying you had a weird shaped head? Is this where this stems from?
I did not. But that would make total sense. So is this petition going to go anywhere? I highly doubt it. I don't think they're necessarily going to bring back unsafe playgrounds. But
should they?
Over-safetifying them?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a necessity. Just say, I'm going to see if this goes anywhere, but I highly, highly doubt it. Hey, if you're lucky, maybe you woke up and started your day in a happy way. It happens. However, hopefully the mood was set right, because BuzzFeed had a list of the worst songs to get it on to. And, this list is quite interesting. We posted on our Facebook page. Or, of course, you can text us. 800-821-9970 is the phone number. 99700 the text line. Worst song to get it on to. I'm going to go through this list, and then I want to ask you guys.
Okay.
The worst song to get it onto. So, starting at number 15 on the list of worst songs to get it onto. If you've got kids, you might know this one. from the show That's So Raven. It's the song That's So Raven.
Hey now, say now, about to put it down. Yeah, come on and ride with Ray Ham. In the bitch with your lips right now, and everything's gonna change now. Let's get it. That's so Raven. It's the future I can see. That's so Raven.
I kind of like
thanks.
it.
Also on the list, Thrift Shop. Specifically the Kids Bop version.
Some tags, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is really awesome. I'm gonna rock some tags, only got $20.
I mean, I can see the original version being like on a playlist if you're having a little house party and you sneak upstairs. I can see that, but no one wants kids' voices while they're doing their thing. Also on the list, I could totally see this one, Christmas Shoes.
Oh my God.
Like the saddest possible Christmas song of all time.
Terrible song.
Oh, I hate this song.
Are you having a traumatic response?
This makes me angry, this song.
Is this?
I would need this for like a boxing class. That would be, yeah. I mean, I could box to this. That's how mad
What?
it makes me. I hate this song.
Oh, because the song makes you angry, so the
Yes.
anger will come. Okay, I was like, this is not like a hype workout song. Why would you
No,
want to
it's
box
not. It makes an anger song. It really incites everything in me
this?
that makes me want
visceral
to strike
response.
out. Yeah.
Okay. Number 12 on the list. I would think anything by this artist would
Yes.
not be a good song to get it onto, but they picked Pretty Fly for a Rabbi by Weird Al. That's not a good song to get it onto. Number 11 on the list, Macarena.
Now, come on. What was I supposed to do? He was out of town, and it's too...
Which actually doesn't make much sense because if you know the lyrics to this song, it's about a threesome. So I don't know why this would be a bad song to get it onto.
Did you know that, Kelly?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Number 10, She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. Call me crazy, but listening to the lyrics, I think it'll be a great song to get it onto. I don't
It
see
really
the
does
problem.
put the song in a different light,
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't
it?
see the problem with it.
I think, you said any Weird Al song.
Yeah.
I think Fat. I'm fat.
Yeah,
I know it.
yeah.
That's a terrible.
That'd be a bad one. Number 9 on the list, Peanut Butter Jelly Time. Number 8, You Got a Friend in Me by Randy Newman.
When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm
I don't want to think about Toy Story while I'm...
You really don't. I agreed, but I love Randy Newman. Oh, I don't know.
Number 7, I disagree with.
Okay.
On the list of worst songs to get it onto. I could see this one actually not being bad. It's the theme from Law & Order.
Oh, I disagree too. It sounds exciting. It's like you're ready to solve
Because
a mystery.
Here's the other thing.
Somebody about to get murdered.
Ooh, what's in here?
Right.
Here's the other thing, though. Let's say you happen to be one of those guys with no rhythm. If you know this song, all you got to do is follow the beat. Restart it. Just give the...
Ooh.
Here we go.
Okay, I don't want to see that.
Oh, wow. Oh, if you guys only had a TV on your radio right now.
Oh.
And then...
Nora, stop
that! And then,
I feel bad for Nora now.
and then the sexy sax... Then the sexy sax comes in. I disagree with number 7. Number 6 on the list. Number 6 on the list. Yo ho, it's a pirate's life for me.
We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
I feel like if you're a theater kid, this might come in handy during sexy
Again,
time.
any Disney song is just weird.
You're right.
Number 5, Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood.
Oh.
That's a lie. Number 4 on the list.
What if you took just the last 2 lines of that song?
Oh, take it from me.
No, that's sexual assault. You can't just take it from me. You can't do that. Number 4, Cotton Eye Joe by Rednecks. Remember this song? Okay, I know you weren't talking about my dance moves if you're just about to do that.
I like how she has the tongue hanging out the mouth.
Yeah, that's...
Have you ever seen the beer can stomping videos to Cotton Eye Joe?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's sexy.
Number 3, this easily could be number 1 on the list for worst songs to get it onto. God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood.
You know what? The song kind of makes me cry a little bit.
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
You're right.
Number 2 on the list. The old folks remember this one. The Reading Rainbow theme song.
Friends to know and ways to grow. A reading rainbow. I can be anything.
That has to be a bad one for sure.
Take a look.
Number 1 on the list. Worst songs to get it onto. Angel by Sarah McLachlan.
And it's hard at the end.
All you see is like a one-eyed puppy dog.
Yeah.
Distraction.
Right.
Oh,
See a German Shepherd with his ribs hanging out.
Yeah,
like,
it takes you right out of the mood.
yeah, no one wants to do it to this song. 800-821-9970 or 99-700 is the text line. Worst song to get it onto. Kelly, what is the worst song
All right.
to get it onto?
I picked one. I hate what I picked because I kind of feel like it might be attractive to some people. I picked another one which we don't have the music to. My real one is going to be "Tiptoe Through the Tulips" by Tiny Tim.
Oh my gosh!
But the
that's
one because that guy's voice is so weird,
So
it's
bad.
freaky. But let me tell you the one I picked, and you let me know if you think this is a good one or not. "Beer" by Psycho Stick.
Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. It's good. Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.
I kind of feel like you might be able to work with that. What do you think? No?
Nah, I'm going to pass on that one.
I think you made a good choice.
Okay, thanks.
Although that kind of goes along with one of the texts we got. Who was the text from? It was from... Oh, it just reset on me. I can't find the text, but I do know the song. It was "Toast" by Haywood Banks. That would be a terrible song to get it onto for sure. Did you?
It's not ready.
Oh, it's not ready. I'm sorry. I thought you pulled "Toast" up. All right, let's go with you, Thick. Then what do you got?
I picked the hamster dance.
That would be a bad one.
What do you got?
Well, I don't even know if mine has a title, but for me, the worst one would be the ice cream truck / circus theme.
Really good.
If you're getting it onto this song, I'm thinking you're having a really bad night. All right, 800-821-9970. Give us a call, or you can shoot us a text, 99-700. We want to know, what is the worst song to get it onto? Talking about the worst songs to get it onto. AJ, thanks for the text. Number 5 on the list was Cotton Eye Joe, and he says, I have an 8-year-old daughter because of Cotton Eye Joe.
Hey.
I would love to know that story. Like, how did you put it on to get it on, or was it like on in the background? Or maybe you met like at a club with Cotton Eye Joe was like the hot song at the club.
Oh,
met a girl and took her
maybe.
home.
Yeah.
Let's see. We wanted to know worst songs to get it on to 800-828-9970 or 99-700. Jeff is on the phone. Jeff, good morning.
The Morning Blitz.
Jeff, what did you say about worst songs to get it on to?
Honestly, it was the opposite. This is the best song. My girlfriend insisted that Eric Clapton's Layla was the best song to do it to.
What?
And, yeah. we listened to it maybe like 50 times on repeat.
In one sesh, you just got Layla on repeat. That
50
seems...
times straight.
Well, I mean, good for you on the longevity, but I mean...
That's a 7-minute song.
Yeah, that's impressive, sir.
I was a lot younger. And today's a glorious day. My child support ended today.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right. I'm taking the opposite route of best song. Okay. I don't know if I agree with your girlfriend, but appreciate the phone call. Thanks for calling, man.
Try it with your fiance.
All right, we'll see what happens. Other worst songs to get it on to. We got a text. Butterfly Kisses. That would be a terrible song to get it on to.
Awful. We got Dueling Banjos. I agree with that. That's a terrible one.
Yeah, unless you're with your sister. Then it makes a little bit of a difference. Baby Shark was a very popular answer through a lot of text messages. Which I could absolutely see.
Yes.
That being a terrible song.
What? I mean, who would even do that?
Jeremy says Burning Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash. Yeah, nobody wants any kind of burning.
No.
When you're having sex.
No.
This would be a terrible one. What else is on the list here? The Barney theme song. That would be a terrible song to get it on to.
We've had a couple people say that they could make that circus music work. Mike for number one. And then somebody else said they had a circus fantasy. So they're really, they disagree with your circus.
What's the fantasy there?
Well, here's the other problem.
Baby Huey said he has a circus fantasy. I don't know, man.
With a bearded lady? That's the only one I can think of. I mean, I don't know. World's Strongest Man? I don't know what you're into. Could be. Here's the thing, though. Growing up, my father was a clown in the Shrine Circus.
No, he was not.
No, absolutely was. Yeah, Chip the Clown.
Chip the Clown?
Yep. So
That's awesome.
I definitely could never get it onto that song.
Yeah.
Let's
your
see.
dad's in the room with you.
Right. It Wasn't Me by Shaggy.
That's a good one.
I could see that being a terrible song to get it onto.
Vivian says Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
Yeah.
That was on the list.
The Hokey Pokey would be a terrible song as well.
I agree.
Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, this would be a terrible song to get onto. The Benny Hill theme.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that song?
Like
Yeah, that's up there with like the... Oh, do you have it? That's up there with like the circus theme song. Like,
definitely.
It's just,
it is the one and the same almost.
Yeah, it's just a bit too much of the...
Yeah, there we go. Although I do love this song. It just reminds me of like a clown car, like going around real fast and then all these clowns start piling out. Did your dad ever do a clown car in the Shriner Circus?
No, my dad was like 6'3", 270
Oh, no clown
pounds,
cars
no.
for your dad,
No, this is right there with the hamster dance. You know,
this is the song that plays in my head when I'm doing it by myself. Like this is like the fumbling. Too much going on.
Right.
Let's
Liz
see.
says, thanks a lot, you guys. Now my kids are singing Baby Shark.
Oh, no.
Let's let them sing for a minute
Okay.
in the car. Crank it up so your kids can get it out of their system.
Mommy shark do 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 do. Mommy shark do 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 do. Mommy shark do 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 do.
Yeah, but now we're killing everybody else.
Right.
You had mentioned this toast.
Oh, Haywood Banks. Someone texted in and said Haywood Banks toast. Yeah.
There we go.
That's a great song.
Yeah, toast. Well, I get up in the morning about 6 a.m.
Oh, my gosh.
Have a little jelly.
Have a little jam. Yeah.
All right.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
If you've got one, 800-821-9970 or 99-700, shoot us a text. We would love to hear from you. 99.7 The Blitz.
Right now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
There are nearly 300,000 people in the U.S. and Canada who work for Costco, and they're all getting a raise. Most of its hourly workers will be getting a pay boost, with top clerks and assistants making almost $32 an hour, plus $1 increases yearly for 2 years after that. I mean, that is nice. And listen to this. If you've done 30 years at Costco now, they're increasing vacation time for everyone, but especially for those lifers, veteran workers. If you've been there 30 years, you get 6 weeks off a year. I mean, that is a nice little
Good
career
for them.
there. people
Good for
if
them.
you're looking for somewhere to work.
I have just found my retirement plan.
Yes,
I'm going to work at
Costco's the
Costco.
place. I'm not kidding. It is a great place to work. Waffle House has now implemented a surcharge on eggs thanks to the ongoing bird flu crisis. The chain has announced that it will be charging a 50-cent per egg charge across all of its menus. They say it's a temporary charge. It'll go away as soon as egg prices come down. They said rather than just sort of increasing all of the menu prices to make up for that, they're just going to do that egg surcharge, and then they'll take it away as soon as things get back to normal. A blind man in Indiana named Terry Sullivan wants everyone to know that he was able to easily get a concealed carry permit, even though he was 100% blind, and he entered the city-county building in Indiana, somewhere, Indianapolis, I guess, with his sightseeing stick to get fingerprinted for the permit. They all saw him tap his way into the building, ask for the permit, get fingerprinted. He said the whole process could not have been more smooth. Not a single person said a word to him about this. So he thought, well, okay, they didn't want to embarrass me. They'll just send me a letter denying me the permit. Nope. He got the permit in the mail. He said basically he did it as a stunt because he wanted to show how lax this permit process was. And he said he's just looking for common sense gun laws. He said, shouldn't people have to pass a competency test at the least at a gun range? What's to keep me from, why can't I have a driver's license? This blind guy said, if you're going to give me a concealed carry permit, why can't I get a driver's license? Sounds like you don't really care what happens after the license is given out. So anyway, I thought it was an interesting little point he made, kind of made me chuckle a little bit. He's not planning to use the concealed carry permit except as a necklace and a lanyard around his neck because he thinks it's so funny. And those are your three things.
99.7 The Blitz Mornings, Goose Kelly and Thick Rick. We've got tickets for Sebastian Maniscalco, who's going to be coming to the Schottenstein Center this Saturday. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com if you want to check out the very funny comedian. Of course, you can just try and win them. We've got Tony and Troy on the phone. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. How you doing, brother?
Doing great.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Here's the deal. We are going to play Rock and Roll Price is Right. It's very simple. I've got a list here of some really cool rock and roll memorabilia. I'm going to give you the description of the item, and then you're each going to take a guess at the price. And like in Price is Right, the person closest to the actual retail price without going over is going to get a point. I've got 3 items here. Best out of 3 is going to win the pair of tickets, okay? Okay, great. Thanks. All right. Tony and Troy, here we go. Rock and Roll Price is Right, item number 1. This is a Kiss Rock and Roll Over signed and framed silver vinyl. The album Rock and Roll Over. It's framed. It's signed by the band members. Nice looking piece of memorabilia. Tony, we'll start with you. How much do you think the Kiss Rock and Roll Over signed and framed silver vinyl piece of memorabilia goes for?
$5,000.
All right, Troy, what do you think?
$4,500.
$4,500. I love your enthusiasm about Kiss, but that is a bit overpriced. You have both gone over the actual retail price. So let's bring it back down a little bit. Troy, take another guess. The Kiss Rock and Roll signed frame silver. Tony, what do you think? Take another guess.
Okay, $1,000.
Okay. Troy, what do you think?
Like $325.
$325. Actual retail price, $1,199. Tony, that is a good guess.
All right.
We're going to give you a point. I don't know if I'm paying $1,200 for a piece of Kiss memorabilia. You got to be a big member of the Kiss Army if you're going to spend $1,200. Rick, you're smiling big. Is that something you would do, Thick?
Been a member of the Kiss Army. Well, I thought I'd been a member of the Kiss Army since I was 8, but apparently you have to renew that every year.
Oh, okay.
But there was no expiration date on my membership card.
Okay. So, on to item number 2 for Rock and Roll Price is Right. An AC/DC autographed rock or bust framed concert tour program. This is the program they gave out on the big tour for Rock or Bust. It is framed. It is autographed. It is from AC/DC. Troy, we'll start with you this time. What do you think the actual retail price is?
$675.
$675 for the piece of AC/DC memorabilia autographed. Tony, what do you think?
$500.
$500. Actual retail price. Apparently AC/DC is bigger than KISS because it's $2,695 for that one. Troy with the point on that one. We're all tied up 1-1. Final item on the Showcase Showdown for Rock and Roll Price is Right. A Mark Wahlberg autographed rock star 8x10 photo. Which, by the way, if you don't know, Rockstar, one of the greatest rock movie musicals ever made, with one of the best songs ever, We All Die Young. What a great song.
I love this movie so damn much.
In fact, I'm going to watch it tonight.
I want to now.
They brought it up.
Right?
Okay. The Mark Wahlberg autographed Rockstar 8x10 photo. Basically, it's just a photo of him from the movie 8x10 style, autographed by Mark Wahlberg. Tony, we'll back to you. Start with you. What do you think the actual retail price is?
It's Mark Wahlberg, so I'm going to go with $1,500.
Okay. All right. Troy, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a little less than that. I'm going to go with $800.
$800. Again, I love your support of Mark Wahlberg. I love your support of the movie Rockstar.
This is more like a $50 thing, isn't it?
Both overpriced. Both over the actual retail price. One more time, Tony. Take another guess. What do you think?
Okay, let's go $200.
Okay. Troy, what do you think?
$125.
$125. What would you pay, Kelly, for an Mark Wahlberg autographed Rockstar 8x10 color photo?
I would pay $1 for that.
Oh, she's trying to win.
Okay.
That's not what she'd really pay.
No, I wouldn't pay for anything. In fact, I'd ask for you to pay me to take it off your hands.
What?
That does not interest me in one bit.
That's not going framed on your wall?
Not at all.
Okay.
I'd give you $10 for it.
Actual retail price. Actual retail price, $299.99, which means Tony is closest to the actual price. Tony, congratulations. We're going to hook you up with Sebastian Maniscalco tickets. Congratulations. Troy, thanks for playing along. Tony, you hang on 1 second. We'll get you hooked up with those tickets, and we have got more tickets throughout the rest of the week right here on the Morning Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Kelly, I don't know if ladies do this as much, but, I mean, guys are notorious for this. I mean, you've seen it all over social media where people post things and say this is why women live longer than men.
Okay.
Because men are known for the hold my beer before they go do something. And so this man was just arrested for manslaughter because he was hanging out with a friend. They were drinking. And Ashton Jonathan Mann said, "Hey, do you think you could dodge a bullet?" And his friend said, "You know what? Yeah, I think I can."
Oh, no.
Hence comes the hold my beer. And sure enough, he told his friends, told the police officers, him and his friend had been drinking and smoking a bit of the devil's lettuce when he grabbed the kitchen from the gun from the kitchen and proceeded to stand in front of his friend and say, "Are you ready?" And pulled the trigger.
Gosh.
Okay. I've never smoked weed and wanted to do anything like that.
You know, that's never crossed my mind.
Yeah. That's not because of the weed.
I have had the thought, not that I'm ever going to do it, but if you're wearing a Kevlar vest, if you're wearing a bulletproof vest.
Okay, I've never worn one, but all right.
How that would feel. They say it, you know, obviously, but it can still knock the wind out of you. You can still break a rib.
Right.
I've broken a rib before. Probably some of the worst pain I've ever been in my life.
Yeah. It just won't go through it. So.
Right. But that hint of curiosity.
That you want to get shot wearing one and see what it's like?
See what it's like.
Along those lines, kind of. I often have pictured myself jumping from a hotel balcony into the pool. I picture myself doing that. I feel like I could make it.
Without weed.
Yeah, this is stone cold sober. I
I've-
feel like I could make it like an Almost Famous type scene.
I did do 2.5 stories into a pool.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Down in we were at a wedding in Puerto Rico.
Oh, I'm so curious
in
about this.
Rincon, Puerto Rico, which is
Okay.
on the very west side, and it was a destination wedding, and they had rented 2 giant houses. These are like the houses you see in like movies about Pablo Escobar. Like
Right.
it had like 15
Oh,
rooms,
nice.
mansions out in Puerto Rico, and they had a pool, and it was a 2-story house, and then I got up on the roof and jumped into the pool.
And
Oh, it was fine.
it was fine.
Yeah,
You
it was
didn't like
fine.
smack the bottom and break your ankles
No,
or anything like that.
I touched the bottom, but I knew to like pick up my feet once I hit
Yeah.
the water, so I wasn't coming in straight
You weren't-
legged.
you weren't- yeah, you
I'd have
weren't-
done a foon, you know.
Yeah.
A foon?
That's the same response I got from Kelly the first time I said it to her.
Yeah,
A
like
typhoon.
1988.
Kind of like a jackknife where you're kind of bent and you go in and
Yeah.
so you don't come
It's
near
like you
touching
go
the
like
bottom.
sort of jackknife, and then you like as soon as your hands and feet touch the water, you straighten out.
Okay.
It makes a giant splash and you don't go down deep.
Oh, okay. Because I've done the jackknife where you
That's-
just cocoon.
That's a
Yeah.
foon.
I mean, I have done a cliff jump from like I was like 45 feet or so, something like that. But I mean,
Oh,
that was
into
deep
deep
water,
water. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's a little different. But yeah, no, the pool was fine. But no, you cannot dodge bullets. And
I mean, don't
try.
you think Alexander Hamilton would have jumped out of the way? Don't you think?
If you
could
could.
dodge a bullet.
If you could.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Your second story for not breaking news. Speaking of islands, this comes out of Costa Rica. Here's one for you, Thick, as a gamer. Nintendo is in the news, and I think this is awful. Nintendo decided to sue Jose Mario Alfaro Gonzalez because Jose owns a little grocery store in Costa Rica. Now, here's the thing you should know about Costa Rica. Pretty much every grocery store, every corner store is named Super something.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And because his name is Mario, his tiny little bodega, his tiny little corner store is called Super Mario.
This place is like, look at it, it's like the size of my garage. It's not even a store. It's like a
It's
a
almost
dairy
like
bar.
like a hot dog stand.
Yeah, it's a dairy bar. Yes, exactly.
It is tiny. Nintendo's lawyers came charging in and said, we are going to sue you because you are using the rights to the name Super Mario. I mean, you're Nintendo.
Yeah, come on.
You are a world-renowned business worth billions of dollars. And you are going after this man in his tiny little bodega in Costa Rica? That is absolutely preposterous.
Do not
Thankfully-
cross big. What is it? Nintendo? Who owns
Big
Super
Gaming?
Mario? Big Gaming. Don't cross Big Gaming.
Thankfully, Costa Rica's National Registry agreed and told Nintendo to go jump through a warp pipe
Oh, good.
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 and sent them packing. And nothing will come of this. I just can't believe Nintendo would do something like that. That is the big whatever
Yeah.
going after the small guy.
Right.
There's no one who is going to pick up, a shaved ice at this little bodega thinking, oh, Super Mario. I wonder if they're stealing from Nintendo. Like, that just makes no sense whatsoever.
It feels like to me that you are bigwigs in a meeting with your lawyers and nobody's in there like with common sense.
Common sense, right.
Yeah.
Not one person raise their hand and be like, do we really need to do
Yeah,
this?
I think this might be a bad look.
Do we really need to take away this man's livelihood because he's using the name Super Mario?
Yeah, and it's not trying to rip us off. That's just what they do there.
Right. It's not like he had a whole bunch of memorabilia, a whole bunch of Nintendo stuff trying to draw people in using their name. It's his little bodega store.
Right.
Leave him alone. That is your not so breaking news. So it's day number 2 here in Columbus after my official move on Sunday. Loving it. Yesterday was absolutely gorgeous. Decided to spend the afternoon walking around downtown and just exploring. Real quick shout out to Taco House. Is that what it's called?
Taco House.
I think it's called Taco House.
That's what you told us yesterday.
Okay, yeah. Small little restaurant downtown. It's a Mexican joint, but it's not like the mariachi music playing in the background. It's like a hip Mexican restaurant. One of the best burrito bowls I've ever had in my life.
Okay, we're talking about around 4th and State.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
4th
it.
Street. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
House Taco.
House Taco. That's it. House Taco. Yeah, shout out to House Taco. I hope you get your liquor license back soon. I guess they're waiting on a new liquor license.
Oh, okay.
They had a sign on the door that said, no liquor sales today. We're waiting on a new license.
Okay.
So good luck on that. I'll be back once you get your liquor license back. And then I just strolled, and enjoyed it. But as I'm walking through downtown, from across the street, I hear a lady who is obviously very mad at somebody. Just blatantly dropping all sorts of 4-letter words into her cell phone. But the weird thing was that she was pushing a double stroller. She had her 2 toddlers with her.
What are those toddlers hearing?
Yeah.
What are they picking up?
Oh, absolutely. And so I was like, oh, that's really weird to see. And it reminded me of the most awkward thing I've ever seen in public. And that was back in December when Nora's son, my stepson, turned 16. We took him and the 12-year-old. We did a family trip to Chicago to go see the Lions play the Bears. Because being from Detroit,
nice.
We're Lions fans. It was a birthday trip. And so we took them to see the game. And on that particular Saturday night before the game, we had put the boys to bed. And Nora and I went out and walked around downtown Chicago and had a little date night. And we found this cool little bar. And in the bar, they had a beer pong table. And there was this couple playing beer pong. And every time someone would make a shot, they would, kiss and kind of make out with each other. But here's the thing. To each their own. I'm no male model. But these were 2 of the most awkward-looking people. They absolutely 100% get it on to... Harry Potter movies playing in the background.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
You're setting a scene here.
You could tell the rhythm of their lovemaking is like 2 shoes in a dryer. It was slobbery.
Ugh.
And it was weird.
Yeah.
It got so uncomfortable, the bartender went over. I was like, you got to stop doing that.
Are you serious? The bartender
absolutely.
interviewed. That's how bad it was.
The bartender
Okay.
intervened.
Yeah, I'm picturing it. It is very weird. Ugh.
It was so strange.
That sounds very, very wet.
They kissed, and it was like...
Yeah. Gross. I don't need to hear any of that.
So bad. So
Yeah.
I wanted to know. 800-821-9970. 700, I'm sorry. 800-821-9970 or 99700. You can shoot us a text. The most awkward thing you've ever seen in public. Kelly, do you remember something really...
I mean, I on the similar lines, but it's not that bad. But it always used to make me feel some kind of weird way. I used to work out at the Westerville Community Center. It's a great little facility for the people of Westerville, and I would go there quite regularly in the mornings. After work, and I would be there on the treadmill or whatever, and there would always be this middle-aged couple who would walk up the stairs together, and this man had the tightest hold on his, I'm assuming, wife's hand, as if it was it felt so weird, bro, I mean, we're just trying to work out here. You don't have to hold your wife's hand all the time, especially in such an aggressive manner.
At the gym?
It felt like this is mine.
Like she was
thing.
on a leash?
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it, Thick. That's how the whole thing felt. Now, I'm obviously reading into it. I don't know what their situation is, but I'm thinking for me, my preference is I don't need to be walking up for a workout. I don't need to always be touching my husband. That's just not a thing we need to do all the time, especially at a gym, in public. I don't need to be drug around by my hand.
Yeah, that's awkward.
It was weird. Is that might be weird of me, though, that I've read so much into it.
No, that's weird.
I
That's
most certainly
Yeah.
am. I most certainly am if we're sitting at the bar or something, I'll have my arm on
that's
Nora's
different.
back or on her leg.
You're
But
socializing. You're at the gym. You're coming to work out. Man, I don't need to see your weird relational possessive issues right in front of my face at 9 a.m. It's too early for that, my man.
Thick, you ever see something really awkward in public?
Oh, yes. Yeah, for sure. Probably one of the biggest ones was at the AC/DC Who Made Who Tour concert out at Legend Valley, which is basically a big slanted field. Just a big grass slanted field. During You Shook Me All Night Long, I mean, I'll never forget it as long as I live. Right there in the grass, a couple decided they were going to have sex. So they were going at it on the grass right in the middle of this whole concert. That wasn't the awkward part. The awkward part was, I don't know if he was their friend or just some guy who decided to start dancing around them playing air guitar. That was the awkward part.
That would absolutely be awkward. I'm all about a little exhibitionism, a little adventure time, but that's a bit much. Doug says, no joke, I walked into a grocery store right after a lady had pooped on the floor and they were cleaning it up.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
I can tell you another concert moment was Metallica at Monsters of Rock in Akron. Dude, right there on the floor. We're watching Metallica and dude whips it out and starts urinating right there.
That happens a lot at festivals and stuff.
But his buddy grabs him by the back of the shirt and starts dragging him away, and as he's dragging him away, he's still going.
It's going everywhere.
That's something this person said. I was at a festival, a bunch of people were moshing, and all of a sudden the mosh pit opened up wide. There was a guy completely naked, spinning in circles with his hands above his head while he was peeing, like around and around.
Hey.
What?
What was that little clown toy we had growing up, and you put it on the hose and it spun around and spilled water everywhere? 99.7 The Blitz. It's Blitz Mornings. Goose, Kelly, and Thick Rick talking about the most awkward thing you've ever seen in public. Kevin says a mom popping out the breast to feed her child at the checkout line. The weird part is the child looked to be 8 or 10 years old.
No. That can't be. That can't be. But you have seen them like maybe 3-4 years old. They're definitely talking. They're definitely asking their mom.
I am not a woman. I do not have kids. But deep down inside, I think if your kid is talking, that's a little strange. Maybe I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. Let's quit tiptoeing around it. You're not wrong. Breastfeeding's very, very healthy.
I'm all about it.
There's a time for separation, I do believe. Start teaching the kid to drink out of a cup.
When I was driving back to Columbus from Detroit, I saw a guy driving naked doing things you shouldn't be doing while you're driving. Oh!
Dude, I bet truck drivers have the wildest stories of things they see in people's cars.
Let me tell you, my best friend, that's what he does for a living. Yeah. And we could get him on the phone.
Oh.
He has told me stories of things that he has seen while driving. Most revolving around that.
Yes. Yeah, I would imagine. All right, somebody texted here. We were out at a nice dinner, and at the table next to us, this woman would not stop rubbing this guy's ear.
Sitting at the table rubbing the ear?
That's really kind of an intimate thing. You should not. I mean, maybe you give it just one little swipe, and then you're done. Don't be getting into some ear play next to me in the table next to me.
Even worse than that, though. Even worse than that is you get the ear stank on your finger. If you really here's one, fellas. Here's one for you. If you really want to play a funny practical joke on your loved one, get your index fingers and get a nice little rub behind your ears.
Yeah.
And then go in and give her an intimate kiss and like hold her cheeks. Because then the air stank just gets on her cheeks and she won't know what's going on the rest of the day. She's like, what is that smell? And it's just the behind the ear stank that you left on her cheekbones.
That really, no.
Why? Because sometimes you got to keep things interesting.
Nora, it's not too late to back out.
Or if you don't want to do the ear stank, you can dig in the belly button.
No.
And then
Dude, not only do you sound like Bert Kreischer, you act like Bert Kreischer.
I guess there's that too.
And I mean that in the most complimentary fashion.
What else? Sorry, we lost track of text messages.
Goose said painted boobs at Comfest. I'm like, I look forward to that. I like the boob art.
That's very normal.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that a normal thing?
He said you'll see this summer.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. What else is on here? Oh, man. A couple trying to get it on at the bed exhibit.
The what?
From the movie Shawshank at the Ohio State Reformatory. What? I'm not supposed to do that.
Sky says a few years back, I was sitting at a tattoo shop on West Broad, and I saw someone go into the Family Dollar across the street and then come running out with a Christmas tree.
Like running.
Running full speed.
Yes.
We know what you did.
I got
He
a
said it
tree.
was fully decorated. This guy said it's fully decorated. You have ornaments falling off, breaking, rolling down the street.
I did see that. I did see at the mall. There was two guys ran out of Dick's Sporting Goods with a handful of jerseys and stuff, and ran to the car. Yeah, they were doing the full-on sprint. If you've got one, 99-700, shoot us a text. We'd love to hear the most awkward thing you saw in public. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Did you see this? El Salvador says it's going to house violent U.S. criminals and take in any deportee of any nationality. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with El Salvador's president yesterday, and he called it an act of extraordinary friendship. There must be some real financial incentive here, because El Salvador's like, bring them all here. We'll take all of them. All the people you want to deport, even U.S. criminals, bring them here. We will throw their butts in prison. No problem whatsoever. So, El Salvador will not only take in Salvadorians who entered the U.S. illegally, but also any criminal, illegal migrant of any nationality. That includes violent gang members. And on top of that, El Salvador has offered to take in violent criminals from the U.S., including citizens and legal residents. So there you go. El Salvador's just opening their arms wide. Saying,
what's the story behind that?
Populate our prisons. There has to be a financial incentive.
I was just saying, is there a financial?
Yeah, there must be.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you take, we'll help with the upkeep. We'll pay for this or that.
Right.
I'm quite sure.
I'm sure there's more labor for them, more labor bodies.
Maybe. And some favor between El Salvador and the U.S., I would imagine. I don't know, though. I'm just spitballing here. The FDA is giving the go-ahead for clinical trials to transplant genetically modified pig organs into people with kidney failure. 2 companies will take part in the trials. United Therapeutics Corporation, starting with 6 patients, and eGenesis with 3. The longest survivor of such a procedure so far is a 53-year-old woman who received a pig kidney in November. So far, November, December, 3 months is the longest, I guess, that somebody has lived with a pig kidney. A human has lived with a pig kidney.
I thought they did heart valves. They did pig valves.
They've
in
done
the heart.
pig valves. Yes. Yeah,
But
now we're working on pig kidneys, and they're modified so that our bodies don't reject them easily, I guess. So, I don't know. I guess if it gives you another few months of life, and that's, I guess it's a nice sort of option for you. I'm curious to know about.
I don't know if I'm putting pig parts in.
I think you're just going to call it.
I think at that point, time's up.
Yeah.
Unless they make some huge advancements,
right,
in the research.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going with pig kidney.
Lord willing, by the time you need a kidney, they've really made some advancements.
Yeah.
You're a young man still. I think you're good.
Oh, thanks.
All right, let's see here. There was a band competition at a high school in East Texas over the weekend, and authorities say an 83-year-old man, this is a really weird situation, an 83-year-old man named Dennis Brandel walked into the school with a small caliber gun and fired a shot, hit somebody, before these 4 band dads were able to disarm the guy and just hold him on the ground till police got there. The victim's going to recover, so that's good news. But when police got there, this man said, first of all, one of the band dads said, the guy was really confused and kept saying, someone's trying to shoot me, someone's trying to shoot me. This is an 83-year-old man, obviously suffering some type of dementia or something. When police arrived, Brandel said, look, I am being chased by someone. That person's going to kill me and my wife. And so I'm being chased right now. Like, he's freaking out. This is so sad. I mean, it's awful. You can't carry a handgun into a school band competition. So he's been charged and all of that. But also, what else is going on
Have you heard some of those high school bands, though? Oof. It's been fun, guys. I'm
All right. And those are your 3 things.
99.7 The Blitz. Blitz Mornings, Goose Kelly and Thick Rick. Let's learn you some stuff on a Tuesday morning. Make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up. Maybe you can impress a coworker or something. Some stuff that you may not know. I did not know this. Kate Winslet did considerable underwater training for the 2022 movie, Avatar: The Way of the Water. She got to the point where she could hold her breath underwater for up to 7 minutes and 14 seconds.
No way.
Isn't that like brain dead at that point?
I don't know how you...
I knew that for one of the Mission Impossible movies, it was like the fourth or fifth one, something like that. Tom Cruise did the same thing, and he was up to like 6 minutes, which is still crazy.
Yeah.
There are some Navy SEALs that can barely make the 3-minute mark. To hold your breath for 7 minutes?
It's hard to believe, man.
That's unbelievable.
I'd have to witness that.
Yeah, right. I didn't know this. There are still size A and B batteries. They're just not really used for anything. They're still occasionally used overseas for things like bicycle lamps, like on the handlebars of your bike. But yeah, you got your AA's and your AAA's, most popular, your C's and your D's. But A's and B's are actually still a thing.
I don't even ever remember using an A or a B battery for anything.
Definitely not a B battery.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of a B battery. Let's see. Did you know this? If you have 3 quarters, 4 dimes, 4 pennies, you've got $1.19. But you can't make exact change for $1. No combination of those coins will make a change for $1. That's the largest, that's the maximum amount of change you can have without being able to make change for $1. Would be $1.19.
Okay.
I did not know this either. Shakespeare was rich, and it wasn't from his writing. He became rich by hoarding grain and then selling it for ridiculous prices during a famine. And then he used that money to run a money lending business, and he was actually charged with tax evasion because he was lending out money and getting back higher prices, or the VIG, getting back extra money, and tax evasion. He was a little bookie, little money launderer there.
Yeah,
little Shakespeare,
and hoarding valuable stuff.
And then finally, you're writing something out. You're in all lowercase letters, and then you want to pronounce yourself, and you use the letter I. I am doing this. But that one letter is capitalized. Mm-hmm. The letter I is capitalized. And it's capitalized because writers in the 13th and 14th centuries thought that the lowercase I just looked a little too weak as a representative of yourself.
It does.
It's just a cute little little line and a dot. That's not strong enough. So they decided to go with the capital I when talking about I.
Yeah, but still people today now, it's all lowercase. They use the lowercase I.
They do?
Yeah, I see it all the time. Like if you look on social media and you look at what stuff people write, they use the letter, just the lowercase I.
No,
I don't either.
Yeah, I guess I have seen those people that write or type out in all lowercase letters. Yeah, that's just weird. All right, learning you some stuff on a Tuesday morning, 99.7 The Blitz. 99.7 The Blitz. It's Blitz Mornings with Goose Kelly and Thick Rick. Cooler today than it was yesterday. Going to see a high of about 40. Right? Is that 40?
Yeah. It was so much nicer yesterday.
It really was.
It'll get better, though.
And then we could see a bit of ice and snow tomorrow with a high of only 36. Let's get to your jackass of the day. I mean, I get it. Things happen. But you got to make the right choices. This is a gentleman in Florida. This is a WTF. What the Florida? A man by the name of Jason Vargasecco went to a Hyundai dealership to finance a new vehicle. They took a look into it, as they do when you go to look for a new car. Unfortunately, they denied him. Credit, down payment, I don't know what the case was, but he was not eligible to get the car that he wanted. So Jason got upset and said, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm leaving. But on the way out, he saw a car in the parking lot that still had the keys in the ignition. And so he decided, this is my car. And he took off. Now, here's the thing. Authorities had no problem tracking Jason down for 2 reasons. One, the car, as a lot of new cars do, had GPS on it. They know exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
They watched you turn by turn. However, let's say the car didn't have GPS on it. He gave them his address on the paperwork as he applied for the car at the dealership. They knew exactly where he lived. You're trying to get financed. You fill out an application. They're going to know who you are. They got your social security number. They got your address. They got your place of employment. They got your bank account information. They know it all. So police did catch up with him with no issues whatsoever. He admitted to the police that he stole the vehicle, even though he was denied the car loan. However, he did have a good reason. He said he had no choice because he spent his last $50 in an Uber getting to the dealership to buy the car, so he had a car to drive.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
He was hit with a felony count of vehicle theft. Don't spend your last $50 getting to a car dealership.
Can't make that stuff up.
If it's your last $50, how did you plan on affording the car? That's what I want to know.
I'm going to get a loan.
They're not going to give you a loan if you don't have any money in the bank.
Know.
It makes no sense. That is your Jackass of the Day, 99.7 The Blitz.